We are seeing a major pattern shift with colder weather moving into the Northeast. Plus, we're watching the potential for some really impactful weather this week, especially as we head toward the end of the week across a good chunk of the central U.S. And these impacts aren't just going to be severe weather. We could see flooding rains on top of areas where we've already seen a lot of rain. Hey, welcome to the video today, guys. Let's start off with what's going on across the country right now. We'll take a broad look at the weather picture. We've got low pressure moving through southern Canada. That's bringing some colder air across the Great Lakes. That's also going to bring lake effect snow. Some of that could add up, especially downwind of the lakes. Lake Erie and Ontario, I think, are going to really put the snow out as we head into, I guess, tonight into Wednesday. Some areas could see 4 to 8 inches of snow. How about that? All right, winter holding on to the Northeast. Temperature is also cooler in the mid-Atlantic today with this northwest flow. Across the west, the opposite. The heat is on out here, 10 to 20 degrees above average. We're also seeing the winds and the warm temperatures start to pick up across the southern plains. That's going to increase our fire danger. And speaking of that, we will see an elevated fire risk today across the southeast with these strong northwest winds, especially once you get east of the mountains. You get that downsloping flow, things drying out. So with a lot of dry conditions, fire danger going up here. High pressure shifts to the southeast. This dries things out for the Great Lakes, but on the return side of this, southerly winds start to pick up, so your fire danger is starting to increase across the southern plains, and it's going to get pretty windy as we head now into Thursday. Overall, though, we're looking at several days of severe weather. Let's talk about where those areas are going to be, and then we're going to head back to this map. First of all, we've got Wednesday. Tomorrow's risk really highest across Kansas. It's not a huge outbreak expected also into Nebraska, but by the time we get into Thursday, the chance is going up significantly, and it looks a little bit stronger too across Iowa, parts of Nebraska, and Missouri. Now, this is where things get interesting once you look at the extended severe weather outlook. This is from the Storm Prediction Center looking out through day 4. This would take you into Friday, pushing severe weather as far north as the Great Lakes and into Texas. And you know what happens when you get strong thunderstorms? You get heavy rain. And this is an area where we don't want to see that. We've had just so much rain across Missouri, Arkansas, West Tennessee, West Kentucky. And unfortunately, with this type of setup, we're dealing with more rain and the potential for more severe weather. This would be into Saturday. And then look at this, focusing again on Sunday. So certainly not good news for this type of setup. Let's continue to push this national outlook out as we head now through Thursday. Warm front lifting north. There'll be some showers and storms associated with this. And then cold air moving into the Rockies. We're going to see quite a bit of snow. Winter storm watches up here into parts of Montana, Bozeman Pass. We're going to see some snow here. And the pass levels could see 4 to 8 inches. Once you get up in elevations, we could see 1 to 2 feet. So it's really one heck of a spring snow going on here into the northern Rockies. This drops south, and it's going to bring some snow into the Wasatch, also into the Colorado Rockies as we head toward Friday. Low pressure moving toward the Great Lakes. That's going to bring some more rain here, mostly snow to the north of that, pretty far north of that into Canada. And then we see showers increasing here across the southern plains as our next severe weather event unfolds on Saturday. There's a lot of questions as to the placement of this, but the idea that this entire region is going to be under somewhat of a risk of something happening with this type of setup is there. A strong area of low pressure looks like it's going to try to develop by the weekend. This could lead to yet another round of severe weather and more heavy rain in areas where we do not need to see it. Let's zoom in a little bit closer, and we'll take this forecast region by region today on, it is Tuesday, April 15th. So if you're watching this live, if you want to back it up, you can always watch it, or if you just want to subscribe, come back. You can watch these videos at any time if you miss the live stream. But let's take you through the southeast first. We've had some severe weather across West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio yesterday. That's pretty much over with, and now we're colder, and we're dealing with the rain and some snow showers into the mountains of West Virginia, even up into western Maryland, parts of Pennsylvania. Some of this is lake effect and lake enhanced snow here into Pennsylvania, where we could see some decent accumulations in the order of a couple of inches. Further to the south, though, not much here outside of the highest elevations of West Virginia, much colder across the south, and we're dry today. Temperatures pretty warm across the south, but muted compared to yesterday. I mean, we're back into the 60s and 50s across the Tennessee Valley. 70s and 80s rather get pushed all the way to the Gulf Coast and into Florida. To the north, much different here. Blustery, cold, miserable in some cases. I mean, cloudy, damp, kind of a gross Tuesday around the Great Lakes. Also from Cleveland up to Buffalo, Rochester, rain, over to some snow showers here. And we could see some accumulation, especially again downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Places northeast of Erie, Pennsylvania. Once you cross the New York line, you head up here towards Dunkirk, Jamestown, I think most of the snow is south of Buffalo here, also into the UP of Michigan. Some snow here and in the lower peninsula as well, some accumulating snow. And the Tug Hill Plateau up into the Adirondacks, we're going to see a couple of inches. And some areas could see 3 to 6 inches of snow. Some closer to 8 inches, especially if you can get caught under those lake effect snow bands. And we're talking about lake effect here in April. Pretty interesting as this cold core of air pushes here through the Great Lakes. Further to the north and east, this is where the change is happening today. There could be a few thunderstorms here into New England. Then the cold moves in and the snow. And we're going to watch this cold pocket of air rotate around our low, and that's going to bring an enhanced chance of some snow showers as we head into Wednesday here from northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, with temperatures on the way down. Enjoy this warmth right along the coast because it's not going to last. Look at the cold moving in tonight into Tuesday. Highs struggle to get very warm at all. We're stuck in the 40s in southern New England. We may not get above freezing, especially up here into the mountains. Further to the south and west, down into the central United States, Texas, we're getting hot here. Temperatures cool down a little bit, and we're going to see these numbers climb all the way up into the plains, up into the Mississippi River Valley. Temperatures on the way up. Some rain showers here heading into Thursday. Some of those could get strong right into this region. And then we look into Friday as an area of low pressure moves toward the Great Lakes. Not a lot of precipitation here, but that changes as we head into Friday night. And Saturday, as another piece of energy kicks out, as it rides along this front, that's where our severe risk will be. And that will, again, develop on Saturday and Sunday with multiple rounds of heavy rain moving through this region. Some areas could use the rain, maybe back into Kansas and Oklahoma, but further east, we don't need it here in Arkansas and Tennessee and Kentucky and Missouri and southern Illinois and Indiana. Temperatures today pushed back a little bit compared to where they've been maybe over the last week or so. We've had 80s and 90s. Now we're in the 60s. Further to the north, right along the Canadian border, a few showers as we head through Thursday. Otherwise, kind of quiet today. However, across Minnesota, we will see some rain and snow showers. That exits, and with the snow showers, a huge temperature difference. 30s and 20s here this afternoon while we're baking in the 70s, even 60s back across western South Dakota and North Dakota. Across the southwest we go. Temperatures here pretty warm. Maybe not hot, not as hot as they've been. We're dealing with an upper low off the coast. That's bringing some moisture in here into parts of California. So a little bit cloudy, some precipitation possible into the Sierra. And then there's that system moving through the northern Rockies that's going to bring the heavier rain and heavy snow, especially into Montana, Wyoming. And look, this may dig as far south. Check this out. Trying to dig into parts of Arizona, down into the Four Quarter states of New Mexico, Colorado. So maybe some late season snow here into the mountains. Temperatures today, pretty warm. I mean, outside of the mountains, we're in the 70s, 80s, even 90s down into the deserts and into the Pacific Northwest. A bit of a break from the precipitation. A lot of this energy here is going to be focused into the northern Rockies, dropping south across the west coast. Kind of quiet here across Oregon, down into Washington, up into Washington, down into northern California, that is. However, we will start to see some precipitation move back into the Pacific Northwest here into British Columbia, also Washington State, with some rain and some snow showers. And the snow confined to the highest elevations, but some colder temperatures on the way. We see a bit of a trough swing through here, and that's going to drop our numbers back slightly. Temperatures today, though, relatively warm. All right, that's all I got for this video today, guys. Again, if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. I hope you'll come back and subscribe, and I hope you have a great Tuesday wherever you are. See you next time.